Hello, our viewers. Kiyemba Lwanga Evelyn is my name. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. As always, we are happy to be back again to interact with you. Thank you so much for liking us, liking our programs, liking our recordings. Thank you for listening in, and always for your comments. We appreciate so much to you all, our viewers. Last time, we were talking about something very crucial about self-love. And I believe each and every one of us has gotten this time to look into yourself and determine whether you want to love yourself or you still want to stay in that kind of mode. But I believe everyone deserves the right to love themselves. And today, we are going to talk about something deeper, which even draws right into self-love, and that is self-confidence and self-esteem. And right here with me, I'm still with Brian. I'll ask him to introduce himself and to also say hi to you. Brian, you're welcome.
Thank you. I'm always honored to be on this show.
Our viewers are listening to you and are very eager to hear from you.
Well, I am always honored to be here and also discuss issues that concern our heart and life.
Yes.
Self-confidence, self-esteem. Those are things that day-to-day things that happen to us. I'm glad to be here. My name is Brian.
Yes.
And we are going to enjoy ourselves.
Oh yes. Yes. Now, Brian, I believe for one to love themselves, they must have that build-up of self-esteem, and self-confidence.
Yes.
But before we go so much deep into all that, let's first find out what self-confidence is and what self-esteem is.
Okay. I would say, for simpler understanding, that one of them is a subset of the other. Okay. They rhyme together, but one of them is a subset of the other. Self-confidence, in my own definition, would be it's a way of thinking and trusting your ability and skill. Okay. Well, to have that self-evaluation that, I have an ability, I have a skill. Okay. So I'm confident.
You're confident about what you can do.
Yes, what I can do, what I can achieve. Self-esteem is believing in your worth. Okay. In a nutshell, it has a lot of other things.
Of other definitions.
Definitions. But it's believing it's valuing yourself. Okay. Giving yourself value. Yes. And all this in a nutshell is in the way of thinking, the way you think about yourself. Yes, I would say that for simpler understanding. Of course, as we continue, we'll be able to delve deeper into both of them, and people will find their own definitions in this. Yes. Okay.
Now, our viewers would like to know, is it inborn? These are two attributes.
No, that's what's so funny. Self-confidence and self-esteem are not inborn. You're not born with confidence. You're not born with esteem. Okay. These are things that come along the way through perceptions, people's perceptions of you, your upbringing, the people you associate with in a very very early stage of your childhood. It's like people keep saying that, like a gentleman like Cristiano Ronaldo or Lionel Messi, those are footballers, they have born talents. No, for me, I believe it's a perception of who you are and begin to build on that skill. I'll give you an example. When I was in school in St. Henry's College, Kitovu, I became Mr. Shark. Okay. It's St. Henry's College, Kitovu. So that they call it, in short, it's Shark. Shark, okay. And Mr. Shark meant that you either performed through singing, or through dance, or through in something. Okay. So this time it was rapping. I did rap music. Okay. In Shark. And in that time, I was really, really broke. but I was very shy.
Okay.
So there was an opportunity. The money attached to it was a lot. It was drawing. Okay. So my friends kept saying, "But you guys,
you can do it."
So I went, and fun enough, I reached the finals.
Okay.
And I win the tournament.
Oh, and you got the money.
I got the money. So it's believing in your ability and your skill and gives you confidence. When I believe so much in what I can do, then I get confident in that very aspect. Yes.
Actually, it reminds me of this man, two men in the Bible.
Yes.
There's Moses. Remember, he was a stammerer.
Yes, he was.
Okay.
Yes.
But that stammering didn't stop him from doing what God had asked him, called him to do.
Yes.
I mean, I could see he was so bold in it. He believed in himself.
Do you know why? He actually went to God. You know, the challenge is sometimes, even as we deal with this program, that we'll find in ahead that many of us run to the wrong people.
Okay.
And they kill the confidence that you're trying to achieve.
To build.
Or the esteem.
Yes.
But you see, Moses went and told God that, but I'm a stammerer. I stutter. And God said, no, you go.
Yes.
I will give you the anointing and everything. So that gave him confidence because someone believed in him.
Yes.
Yeah, but usually, that's a very example about Moses. Usually, we will fall prey to people in our lives that will kill the esteem and confidence, that you can build it.
Yes.
You can build it.
Okay.
But it takes your mindset changing, and then it's like someone seeing themselves fat. I know some people are looking
so conscious about
my size. But you'll find someone who is fat, and they are very confident in their
of
skin.
who they are. Yes.
It's a matter of
the mindset. Yes, it reminds me also of King David.
Yes.
You remember this man? He was the brothers knew him as somebody who was the shepherd boy, the little shepherd boy, you know.
Yes.
And here he comes, and just like you said about the money.
Yes. He saw a prize to win.
He saw a prize to win. He wanted a wife.
Yeah, and in fact, David must have come in his informal way when he was from the sheep.
Yes.
Probably had some found him smelling like a sheep.
Yes.
And now he's in the business that his brothers are in. It's probably high class because in Israel they selected a tall guy. You had to be well built.
Yes.
And here is a
7-pack.
Yeah, 7-pack, one for spare. Here is a young man who has built his confidence with God.
Yes.
In the secret place.
In the backside.
He's been able to grab the lambs from the lion's teeth.
Yes.
He's chased them down. He's killed them. He's confident about himself.
Yes.
His esteem is off the roof. Is off the charts.
Yes.
Now he's here, and these people are telling him you can't.
You can't do it. Yes. And yes, he says, yes, I can.
Yes, I can.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Now, Brian, when you look at people who are not confident, who don't have the self-confidence, and those who don't have self-esteem, what are some of those characteristics? How do you identify somebody who doesn't have self-esteem and who doesn't have self-confidence?
That's a very good question. I will start from the man called Gideon.
Okay.
In the book of Judges. This man is from the Benjamite tribe.
Yes.
And he's the least in the tribe, according to what the Bible says. Here comes God through an angel, comes to him and identifies him, you mighty man of God, arise. So he starts to give him instructions, and this is what Gideon says, but I am the least
of my tribe.
I am the smallest. So he's identifying what is within himself.
His
to God.
reality.
His reality. My reality is the question you ask. What are some of the things you see in someone that show this guy doesn't have confidence?
Yes.
There's so many. Now the first one I will start with as some of them.
Yes.
The very first thing that I would love to say to someone watching is that when you want to identify low confidence is you are very passive. Very passive, I mean that every answer is yes.
Okay.
In a way, you are subtle. Someone can come and say, you move from here. I mean, you booked the seat early. Move from here, you go sit there. And you easily get up and go.
Okay.
Or someone says, you'll be able to do this for me. I say yes. And yet in your heart, you can't. I can't.
Okay, you are a yes person.
You are a yes person.
You are a people pleaser.
Exactly, you're a people pleaser.
Okay.
Number 2, you are very judgmental.
Okay.
Lack of confidence kind of affects us personally to a point that you do not desire the best for someone else.
For somebody else.
So in retrospect, when someone tells you something good about themselves, you immediately go to the negative. Immediately start judging them. Immediately
bring out their negatives.
They are negative.
Okay.
You are so negative. In fact, that's another point. You are so negative about everything.
Yes.
You're a perfectionist.
Okay.
Now, perfectionists. Now, someone will disagree with me who is watching, thinking, me, I'm confident, but I like my things done well.
Done this way.
Now, a perfectionist does not trust that someone can do anything
to their satisfaction. Okay.
Now, I'm not talking about someone who says, I like to prepare a cake in a nice way. I don't want to finish it wrongly because I may be perfect in my finishing. I'm not talking about that kind of person.
Okay.
I'm talking about a person who does not feel someone can achieve my happiness or bring out something that I want to see. That's a perfectionist who is having low confidence and low self-esteem.
Low self-esteem, okay.
The other thing that I would want to add on is that they are always I want to use a good word. I don't want to use a very bad word on TV.
Yes. Go ahead, let it come.
They like someone who is always arguing with you. How can you
argumentative?
Argumentative.
Yes.
You are always arguing, even if the thing is right, you see it clearly.
Yes.
You still want to
argue about it.
Argue about it.
Okay.
So some of those reasons show you someone lacks confidence. I'll give an example through the scripture. Peter comes to Jesus and says, Lord, how many times should we forgive? In other words, Peter's confidence with the rest of the team had gone down. His confidence had dropped. His esteem dropped. So he needed to come back to God and discover, how many times should I forgive? I mean, this should be simple because you're with Christ.
Exactly.
You have Jesus near you.
And he has already told you what to do.
So in a way, it's not that you are not doing the things right, but these signs begin to show that the person needs a reboot.
Okay.
You need a change of mindset.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And when we talk about somebody not being not having self-confidence and self-esteem, what do you think are the causes?
Wow, those are many.
Okay, some.
We'll start from the grassroots.
Yes.
I like this topic because it affects so many walks of life.
Yes.
I know someone watching could be thinking, well, I'm not in that category. My confidence is up there. My esteem has no problem. I make decisions so easily. Let me tell you this. Why this topic is so important is that self-confidence and self-esteem are like varied through different walks of life.
Yes.
Through time zones.
Yes.
Today I am confident because I don't have debt, probably. I don't have.
You're happily married.
I'm happily.
You are driving.
Probably I'm driving. Probably I have a good job, and I am feeling I'm on top of my game.
Yes.
Now, it can just by a snap of a finger, one of those events changes.
Yes.
Just like that. Probably money gets lost at work, and everyone points fingers at you. That that person was the last one in that room, and before you even argue out your case, police is already on the scene. And they are taking you and you sleep in a cell.
Yes.
Now remember, you didn't do anything wrong. But you've been taken to jail. In your entire life, you've been respectable. You've never gone to jail.
Yes.
Nothing evil
Society
has happened.
Looks at you from a different angle.
Now the rumor just goes through that, the guy was taken to jail because he stole money. Now you didn't steal the money, but it's the rumor that is around.
Yes.
Now trust me, your confidence is going to be affected.
Exactly.
Your esteem is going to be affected.
Yes.
Now you asked a question that how do people sometimes lose?
Yes. How does it come about? How do people lose confidence?
Yes. And the answer is this. We start from the grassroots. Usually for people to not have confidence, it starts from childhood.
Okay, how?
Because remember, you're not born confident. You're not born with high esteem.
Okay.
It just builds with association.
It is built, okay.
Now, because your association is wrong, your parents are probably negative. They are overly protective.
Okay.
Now, parents, listen to me. If you're overly protective over that child, you're going to give them what we are talking about: lack of confidence,
okay,
and esteem.
How?
Because they can't make decisions on their own. They can't pick themselves up from a mistake because they have to be socially perfect, emotionally perfect, and physically perfect.
Okay.
Now, when you keep on pressing them, they will lose themselves in you.
Okay.
So they can't live on their own.
Okay.
So they will lack confidence when you're not there. Have you seen children sometimes who call their parents their age, they're 40 years? He wants to buy a garden fork or a hoe,
okay,
to use in the
garden.
And he say, wait, mommy, there are two forks here. There is one that is larger and one smaller. Which one did you use? I mean, you can't make that decision.
Make a decision. Somebody, let me cut you short. Somebody had a hen, and he had to go to his to his friend to ask him, where should my chicken lay?
You think about that. Think about that for a minute. I mean, this topic is really important.
Yes.
Because it cuts across so many walks of life.
Exactly.
I mean, a pastor can be in this category. Yes. You could be, hiding in what we say, okay, it's good to hide in scripture. Yeah, you're in God and it's good to hide there.
Yes.
But he wants you to come out.
Yes.
But you're hiding because you don't have
You're not empowered.
Yeah, you don't have confidence, you don't have esteem. Your mindset is still stuck in failure. Okay. Maybe the way you're brought up. I have an uncle, way older than me. Now, I think 4 years ago, I had an encounter with him when my mom was there. So he comes to my mom and he kneels down. Okay. And he greets my mom. Okay. And my mom says, "You're an old man. Why did you kneel down?" And the man, he starts, he couldn't even greet me, And then when he leaves, my mom says his father used to beat him like a dog. Okay. And he would tell him, "Kneel here. Okay. You go as you're kneeling. Don't stand when I'm here. Okay. Don't speak when I'm speaking." So it kind of affected his esteem and his confidence to a point that he's mature. He has white hair, Lungi, but he's still not confident.
Affected by what he went through.
Yes. Okay. In fact, he's still single. Oh. He wasn't able to man up and tell a woman that, you know what, I love you. Wow. And that starts from childhood. You see,
the parents affected him negatively.
The parents do a lot.
Okay.
You see, for us to talk about this topic, we must address the grassroots of
root cause of the problem.
And this is where, you see, sometimes we want to achieve things because self-confidence talks about ability and skill. Yes. So people go and amass education and amass skills and amass, things that attach to yourself. So that
knowledge.
When someone looks at you, they say,
you're loaded.
Let's introduce Professor, Doctor, Mr. Sir. And then you feel, everyone should be quiet as I speak. Yes. But it's not that. When you look at the person away from the titles, they still don't have confidence. They still don't have esteem. They have to fight hard to see that they gain a certain ground. But you see, the grassroots affected them so much. Okay. But you see, we are going to deal with how do I help myself? Yes, we shall do that. So the person looks up to his father. The father is a drunkard. He's an alcoholic. He's negative. He's a belittler. Okay. And that is poured on this child. Okay. So he grows up seeing
in that kind of environment.
He doesn't measure up. He's not worthy. I mean, have you noticed sometimes even the child can come and sweep Coca-Cola here and there, and the father comes back and says, "Who did this? Who told you to even try to sweep?" So the child doesn't know what is right.
Yes, they are confused. The parents confuse the children.
So you find this mature person is 20 years of age, 30 years of age, but they feel so scared to even express themselves. They can't express themselves. They can't come out and say, you know, I feel this is right. I have had children in my same class who, when a teacher says, who knows the answer, no one puts up their hand. And then after they say, the answer is simple, it is A and B. And the person here says, yeah, you say I wrote it here. But they couldn't shoot their hand up because they're not confident of what the answer could be, what the outcome could be. And that started from home.
Right from home.
So parents who are watching, you have a young child who is growing up, you know, applaud them. Yes. Celebrate them. If they make a mistake, help them pick themselves up. Say, yeah, the cup is broken, you broke it.
You'll not
Thank
die
you for
with
telling
it.
me. Now let's pick up. This is already broken. Put in a dustbin. We'll buy another cup.
Yes.
Give them that confidence that we can always, non-living things can always be repaired.
Yes.
But a human heart, who can repair a soul that is crushed? The Bible asks.
It's somebody said it's very easy to break the heart, but the crack will never go away.
Thank you. it keeps there. You keep seeing it. Now, I'm dwelling so much on the parenting aspect of this
because it's the first institution where all of us
it's very important
are nurtured.
Now, the second bit of that are the mothers.
Okay.
Now, remember, in Israel, the mothers nurtured the children until probably the age of 8.
Yes.
When you came of about 8 years, the father probably
circumcised,
circumcised, and then to the
and not to the temple.
Yes. To be introduced to the way of life, and then maybe also the father will probably put you on his back and take you near where he hunts from. That's when the dads came in and showed their maturity. Now the mothers today, they deal so much on the emotional bit of a child. Okay. Now many times, because the fathers are busy here, he's not even listening. He's hearing, but he's not listening. But the mothers, they will listen and read between the lines. The child is saying, "Mommy, our house help, did this," and mom will stop. Say, "Come and tell me what happened." And the dad says, "I'll grow up quickly now. We'll do.
Don't tell us those
Don't
things.
tell us." Now, when you're listening to your child, it's building their heart, their accountability stage. It's giving them mileage on how to be confident to tell you, to not keep things to themselves. So, parents are very, very vital in self-confidence and esteem.
Yes.
So how do you help someone? How do you know someone needs help? By showing them that, you see, the grassroots is important.
It's important.
This is where we start from.
So this environment must be nurtured.
Very important.
To whereby, as we grow up, we don't lose that. No. That which God put in us. Yes. But that we come out and we are actually of.
Yeah. I mean, your parents are the first people who see the quality of person you are. They can tell this person is good at this thing, even if they don't say it, but they can see it. Okay. Now, that gives me confidence. If someone that I trust, my role model, my parent, my friend, someone I look up to, nurtures me at an early stage. Yes. So you're going to give me confidence. Exactly. Even when I go out there, you've seen children who stand in classes, in schools, and they're performing a poem, and their parents are down there. Yes. You see even their outlook. Up even the outlook is nice. You see everything. There are so many reasons we are going to look at them, but I needed to dwell
on the first institution.
On this one, because so many people think I can get confident in things I buy, things I achieve. I've studied. I'm a learned person. I'm a lawyer. In fact, now I'm doing medicine. You did law. Now you're doing medicine. Look, if your childhood was messed up, you need to watch this show. Yes. Very true. Very true. You need to watch this show. Very true. So that will help you understand that, you see, some people even who don't forgive easily. You will realize that the problem came from their childhood, from home. That when they did something wrong, their parents
kept it to heart.
They nagged them the issue. Even when they felt like, okay, we've moved on. And then something else happened, they refer. You see, that's why you see the other time. So the child loses their esteem. Yes. Because they think, man, my past keeps rotating in my future. You remember we said our esteem and confidence are affected by our past. Yes. Someone who keeps on, in the past.
Yes. So, dwelling in the past.
That's the grassroots.
Yes. Yes. Brian, Our time is almost gone.
Yes.
We've just barely started.
We've scratched the thing. At least we've scratched
We've just barely started.
Yeah.
But this is something really which is very, very fundamental in building self-love, actually.
Yes.
Because self-esteem and confidence mesh up into
each other,
into self-love.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
To abide. Now, when you grow up as an adult, you have that self-love because you were nurtured into self-confidence and into self-esteem.
Yes.
Now, I'll not go into another detail because
that's why I have lots of things to say, and I'll share personal stories.
Yes.
But I needed to dwell on this first one.
Yes.
So that when we come back, we'll build from it.
We shall build from it.
Yes.
Very good. Now, as we are winding up, with the little that we have shared, tells us, speak something to somebody who is listening and so eager to hear, who really feels my self-esteem was beaten down, I don't have even confidence in myself, I cannot do anything for myself, my abilities were all shattered. Maybe speak to somebody.
It's a very, very challenging place to be. Your self-worth is affected, your abilities are affected, your skills are affected. But look, what does God say about you? If you don't know, let me remind you. God said, I made you in my image.
Yes.
You and me are in the perfect image of God. Now, if we're in the image of God, this is what he said in command. Go have dominion on the earth. So everything around you subjects itself to you.
Yes.
It's your subject.
Yes.
So change your mindset right now and begin to think about your worth.
Positively about yourself.
Take time and think about your strength. Take time and think about your abilities. Take time and speak to yourself. Change your mindset. You know, a small hammer can bring down a big building, but it's how you use it.
Yes, like so David did.
Keep speaking. Keep speaking. Even if you doubt it, keep speaking. Let your mind change, and then you'll see the outcome.
To our viewers, we have just barely started, but we are going to yet see more points on why do people lose their self-esteem and their self-confidence. And also we shall also show you ways on how to build your self-esteem and how to build your self-confidence, because everybody deserves the best for themselves, and everybody deserves to live the kind of life that God intended us to live. Just like you said, we are created in the image, in the perfect image of God. And remember, we always quote, we are fearfully and wonderfully made. Now, who is that can take away your self-confidence? Who is that can take away your self-esteem? Don't allow anybody to do that. All the glory be to God. And remember, the pandemic is still with us. We don't take it very lightly. We take it very, very seriously. That's why we move with our masks, because they are a must. We move with our sanitizers and have access to fresh water. If you don't have access to fresh water, always have your wipes, your wet wipes with you, so that you have you are able to clean up yourself. Otherwise, thank you so much, and ponder upon these words. Ponder upon them and let them be a blessing to you. Don't forget, we are powered by Stibert for all your functions. You have a wedding, you have a birthday party, you have a graduation party, you have anything to do with your company, you want to advertise, Stibert. God bless you so much.